All right, welcome back, everyone, to Connection Interrupted, your source for games, gadgets, movies, and comics. We're your four hosts,
Barry,
Sean,
Joe,
and Eric. All right, we got a big show for you guys today. Lots to talk about. We're going to start off with games that actually just came out. Let's start off with The Walking Dead. I know you guys have had some time with it. I haven't personally, but I'd like to hear about it.
survival instincts.
yeah, you play as Daryl, and it's pretty much laid out before he ran into Rick and that whole crew.
Yeah, prequel.
Yeah, the game opens up. You play as Daryl's dad, and you're on a hunting trip, and you're tracking a deer?
Deer, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're tracking a deer, and you find the deer. The deer scares off. There's some chaos in the woods. You run back, and you find one of your family members getting attacked by a zombie, and that's pretty much how the game opens up. And
a little quick tip.
Yep.
If you can kill 5 zombies before you get taken down, it's achievement.
In the beginning?
Yep.
Oh, well, I totally failed at that because I saw the guy getting attacked, and I went to shot it in the body, and then they all came after me and killed me, and I went, oh, wow, that's a great start to the game. And then I realized that that character was irrelevant. And
No, you should have just acted like a zombie. They would have left you alone. That's how games work.
oh, okay.
That's how real life works.
I'm a zombie.
So there's a tip for you Xbox users. Achievement there. Thanks to Sean. You're welcome.
It's on PS3 too, isn't it?
Well, they do trophies. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Yeah, same. Except I don't like the trophies because they give you bronze, silver, and then platinum. So it makes you feel really shitty when you have like 1 million bronze trophies, and they're like, "Oh, to get platinum, you gotta get every single achievement." Like,
I want points.
Yeah.
I want trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Xbox, it means something, you know?
I need like a cumulative score. I don't need these trophies that don't mean anything.
Yeah. So, but in the game, you start off as Daryl, and you're with his uncle, and he has a bite mark on his arm, which to me, I immediately was alarmed and looked at him and was like, he's about to turn. But then you end up lugging his ass around.
Yeah, about 3 stages.
Yeah. And after every mission, I kept staring at the wound like, when is he going to turn and try to kill me, like on the car ride to the next town? But in the game, Daryl is trying to get to his brother Merle by going from town to town. A cool part in the game is when you travel, you get these vehicles. It doesn't really matter what vehicle you get. I think the game just kind of picks a vehicle for you. But you start off in a truck, and it gives you the option to pick which route to take.
Back roads, streets, or highways, yeah.
Yeah, and each...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, each one has its benefits and its cons. You know, if you take the back roads, you waste more gas, but you don't run into as many zombies, and there's less supplies. And then the medium is kind of going through town to town, where you can stop for supplies, and it doesn't waste that much gas. Or you can do the highway, which you have a higher probability of having your car break down.
Yeah.
And there's nothing around. But in the game, it really does... It really does feel like it's a survival game because every stop you take, you have to find supplies to keep going.
Yeah,
and
fuel is a big part of it.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool because it's a linear game, but it gives you the options. You have the 3 choices, and those 3 choices kind of affect how you're gonna play the game. So if you're more of a shooter type person, then, you search for ammo, or if you're all about fuel and just getting from A to B, you can do that. But another cool thing about the game is you acquire party members. Each town has maybe like 2 or 3 people, and they're optional side missions, and you help them out. But at the end of the mission, they choose to tag along, and then you have the hard choice of having to decide who you allow to travel with you, because depending on what vehicle you have, determines how much space you can carry. And then, like,
Now, can you choose other vehicles? Like any vehicle, like if you go buy one, can you
Well,
decide to get in that one?
I heard somewhere, like throughout some of the boards, you can find different set of keys for different vehicles. I haven't found any yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you start off in a truck, and it's a 3-person vehicle. And before you start the level, you're outside of the car, and you got your party members, and it's got all your equipment and stuff on the hood. So on the hood, there's a knife, and pretty much it's all the weapons that you have, and you can distribute them to your team. So each teammate specializes in a certain type of weapon. So one guy may be good with blunt weapons, another guy may like guns, another guy may be overall average. Because you start off with a truck, you can carry more stuff. And at the start of the mission, you can delegate what tasks you want your guy to do. So you can go, hey, I want you to find fuel. I want you to find food, because food acts as health. So, yeah. And then what are the other two? There was
MREs and I think there was the sports drinks.
Yeah. And,
Oh, yeah.
And then
gas, ammo, food, and
Gatorade.
I don't know what the other one was, but anyways,
Food, gas, and ammo. Those are the only three.
was it?
Oh, there's
Okay.
three? I thought there was
Yeah.
four for some
The fourth one stay at the vehicle. You can tell it to
yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because each character, if you finish the game with a certain character, like in the beginning of the game, there's an officer in the first level, I believe. His name's Blake.
Yeah.
If you can get through the whole game with him in your
Intact,
party,
yeah.
you get to use silenced weapons on your next playthrough.
Oh.
Yeah, so you get to unlock relics
All right,
for
so
every
there's-
certain person.
Okay. So there's
Playthrough value.
benefits.
Yeah.
There's benefits to doing it a certain way.
Yeah,
It's
see,
odd, though.
when I was on that mission, I had the option of picking the sheriff, and then there was this other kid that seemed feeble and worthless. But when you read the stats, the sheriff, he only uses guns and
Yeah.
stuff like
Oh,
that.
so it gives you like detailed descriptions
Yeah,
about
yeah.
all these people. That's cool.
And
with a better weapon,
and
stuff like that.
you
I
know,
like that.
and so like if you want to play it as I'm just going to use guns and play this game, as a regular shooter, you can do that. Or if you want to play the stealth route, you can pick the other guy that's really good at sneaking around. And at the bottom, when you choose what task you want them to do, it'll tell you like the percentage, like the risk percentage. Because
Okay, so how successful they might be in doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
like-
more people you have searching, the greater chance that they all come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, it's a pretty good game. The graphics a little bit grainy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but the story and the way you have to play the game kind of makes up for it. So it's a pretty interesting game. I'm trying to play the game almost stealthy. Ammo is really scarce, and I try not to use it. The one time I did try to use it just to mess around, I was on top of a truck and I sniped one zombie, and 5 of them came at the truck and they wouldn't leave. so I had to jump off the other side and sprint. And that's another thing. When you sprint in the game, you can't sprint forever like you can
Yeah.
in Call of Duty.
You exhaust yourself.
Yeah, and the screen, like you start to sweat,
Yeah,
and
it
it
shows it
comes
on the
down on the
screen.
screen. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So
Another quick tip.
Yep.
If you can sprint 10 times in one level, you get an achievement.
oh.
There you go. Sean's full of them today.
Yeah. Yeah. So the game overall is pretty good. It's a nice pickup. The zombies, there's nothing much to them, but it does. The game does a good job of adding the element of danger, where if you attract one zombie, 3 more will see you and they'll come after you, and they're not really fast, but it's really overwhelming.
Yeah.
And you mainly want to use melee weapons, and it has to be headshots or head blows. It takes like what 4 hits to get them now.
It depends on what you're using. The hammer's 4 hits, the
Yeah.
lead pipes 3 or 2 if you're using the heavy attacks.
Yeah. So in the beginning, if you're going through a town, stealth is key. You can get by a couple of zombies. What I like to do is I like to do the pull method, where if you can just single one out and pull them to an area where there's nothing around you and take them out one by one, and it makes it a lot easier. Takes a couple hits to take them down, like we said before. But if you do miss, you do pay a hefty price. You don't have a big health bar. I think if you miss 2 times and they grab a hold of you, it goes into like a panic.
grab.
Yeah, panic mode where You see the zombie's face, and there's a little white circle, and you have to get the circle on its face somehow, and that's when you melee and go for the kill shot. So that was a cool element that they added into it, made it more realistic.
So every time you get grabbed, you lose health?
Any
Even if they're not actually attacking you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically they are attacking you, but
It's a very small amount, but if you
Okay.
keep missing your knife attacks,
yeah, so you do
more
take
health.
damage from
Yeah.
that? Okay.
For instance, if you're at like a low health and you're grappling with them, and maybe by your fourth one, if you don't put them down quick enough, you will die from that little like minute health getting like taken down.
Okay. So pretty much it's one by one, they're not as bad, but in a herd they can be.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, just like in the show. And the game doesn't really have an amazing soundtrack, but when you encounter the zombies, the almost like the fright music comes on.
Yeah,
And it really stresses you out. You feel it. You hear once you hear the music, you know that you're in trouble. You know something's coming after you. And they make the sounds just like in the TV show, so it freaks you out, and you hear it everywhere. So it sounds like they're around you at all times. So you can look around and they won't be there.
The game definitely keeps you very alert because they do spawn randomly. So, like out of nowhere, one will appear behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to stay on your toes.
you think you can clear a whole area, but they just keep on spawning.
Okay,
Yeah, it
so
doesn't
if you
matter.
had killed a zombie in a room, you could turn around
Well,
a little bit later. Well,
Yeah.
you went somewhere else. You came back to that room for something,
Yeah.
just to recheck it, and there could be another one in there
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, it's like a real life scenario. Like, you can clear a room and you can come back to it the next day, and then it'll be more zombies. It's just like they just aimlessly walk around and they end up wherever they end up. So you just always, every room you go back to, you're always checking the corners and making sure that there's nothing there that you didn't see before. And in the rooms, there'll be dead bodies around, and they'll have flies flying around, which I think that could be a good tip for anyone who wants to play the game. If you see a body lying down and you see the flies around, the zombies are dead.
Disproved.
Disproved?
Disproved.
Really?
Yep. That's
Okay.
we had that same thought.
Because I
And then
thought...
they started biting us.
Oh my God. So those are the rotting ones. I
So they
haven't...
give you false hope throughout the whole game.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I feel like it's
wow.
later on though.
Yeah,
what's gonna happen.
yeah. In the first stages, you can definitely nail.
Oh,
them
they make
from
it
the
easy
flies.
for you? Yeah, okay. All right, so...
One thing I like though is that when you first start playing, I got scared that they were going to use only a certain type of zombie through the game, but each new place you go to, the zombies are different.
Yeah, different
So,
animations.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so you don't have to worry about
So
that.
you don't get too comfortable in the playthrough of being like, they're doing the
this
same
guy
thing over and
again,
over
yeah.
again. They do something new, and it kind of forces you to rethink your strategy almost.
Yeah, and what else is cool too is like it would definitely be fun playing it again, just because sometimes you have to take fork in the roads to go to one place and not the other.
Yeah.
So you're always missing out on like an alternate place you can go.
Yeah.
So a second playthrough is definitely like possible for it to be almost feel like a new game.
Yeah, I think with this playthrough, I'm just going to stick with the safer road, I guess, and just go through the middle or the in-between of the map. And then maybe the next playthrough, I'll just do all back roads, and then the next one I'll do straight highway and just see the difference. I feel like that might be the difficulty setting. They just don't mention it. If you choose
Like an underlying one would be harder than the other.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you choose the highway, then your car will probably break down a lot faster, and you'll just be out in the woods. Which that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah.
If you break down in the woods, then you just be trucking it until you find a town. That's horrible.
But not only that, we noticed that it's also hit or miss too when you have to stop when you're
Oh,
driving.
that was beautiful.
Yeah,
That
we
was beautiful.
got to one town and no zombies at all.
I was playing it this time, so I was thrilled.
Yeah.
So-
And then the next stop, it just happened to be loaded.
All out rodeo.
Yeah.
So it gives you the sense of anticipation, but then when there's no zombies, it's the relief of I can catch a break. So it's almost like you feel like it's really happening to your life.
It seems like it could almost not even feel like a break though, because
doesn't.
Because the whole time you're thinking, okay, there's got to be
Yeah,
one.
I was
There's no way
crouch-
there's no zombies in this town.
Yeah, I was crouched the whole time trying
Yeah.
to stay stealth.
Or
I actually like that they did that because
Yeah.
I mean you'll still be checking every single corner and there's nothing there.
There's also a cool thing where there you can distract the zombies too by empty bottles and flares you can throw, and it'll bring their attention somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
could do another point and stuff like that, which helped out wicked. Like it was a really good help in the one stop where I was in the garage, go to throw the bottle out the door and bring them to the other side of the map. Broke it on the door, and they all walked into there. I flanked around the garage, and they all got stuck in the garage, and I could run around the map freely.
You know what you just made me realize? You know how you talk to the sheriff and it's optional to get him the batteries? Spoiler alert. Think if you just
You're
wanted...
supposed to say that before.
Nah, I don't care. Think about if you just wanted to burn through the game and you didn't get him the batteries. He wouldn't have provided the sniper cover, and you would have been screwed.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I didn't
Birdie's
even.
not that good of a shot,
I didn't
though,
even think
anyway.
about that. Actually, the reason why I dropped him was because if he's gonna be in my party, he's gonna be making a crap ton of noise, and he's either gonna die and I'm gonna lose my best shooter, or I'm gonna die because he's gonna be making a ruckus.
So do the characters you pick up actually do you think they have like characteristics like that? Like
Yeah,
a
they can be reckless.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So one of them will make a lot. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
actually
It also
another
say it.
interesting element. Oh,
Yeah, it'll
profile.
give you like a brief bio on what they do. Like the kid that I picked over the sheriff, he was small and he uses blunt weapons, but he's good at stealth.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring him along for the missions. So knowing that he would get me a lot of supplies and
and not attract any zombies.
or get himself killed.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had that happen yet, but it's gonna come where I'm gonna be like, I need to get gas. Hey, go get gas, and then, hey, where's my gas? Dead. I got out.
Yeah, I lost a shotgun that way.
Yeah.
Go get ammo for this thing.
Yeah, but they did a good job of not making you rely on ammo. Like a lot of the zombie games, everyone thinks, let's just grab a gun and just blow their heads off, and that's fun, mindless fun, where you don't have to worry. But this game makes you think in a more
Strategic level.
Yeah, in a realistic way. If there really was a zombie apocalypse invasion, think about how many guns wouldn't be around and how much ammo you would not have.
Yeah, for instance, I would use a hammer, and then when in difficult spots, I'd go to the guns, either handgun or the rifle
and then
or shotgun.
run your ass off.
And then you'd waste all my ammo for my semi-automatic
I
rifle.
get scared.
2 clips in one zombie's chest.
So the game's doing its job.
I
if you
fucking
get
hate
scared.
that.
It needs to happen.
Yeah. So
Thanks.
That semi-automatic went real fast, didn't it?
The fire rate was good on that.
Yeah, too good. It was like a gear.
was it taped up?
Burned
Could you
right
customize
through
it? Could you customize it and like tape it up?
No, we had just gotten it.
If you want to shoot the moon real good with it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it
it's
seems
there.
like it brings back like almost like a long missed survival horror, like with the Resident Evils, for instance.
Yeah.
How they were supposed to be survival horrors, and the first games were, but now they're kind of with this run and gun sort of
Yeah,
attitude.
it's
where
definitely-
it doesn't bring
yeah.
that same thing to it. But with this, it seems that everything is. You got to be careful, or you're just gonna die.
Yeah,
Or
you
you're
gotta
gonna try to
plan.
get hurt.
Yeah. You're
You
not
gotta
gonna get
plan.
blown away by the graphics, but the gameplay itself and the story,
Awesome.
all that stuff. All that stuff in general is awesome, and it does, it does keep up with the current games and all that. So.
Yeah, so all around good things to say about it.
Yeah,
Coming
good
out,
game.
yeah.
Good game. Pick it up.
Connection approved.
I like that.
All right, for the
Save your
next
ammo.
one, next game that just came out was a big one. Gears Judgment.
Yes.
Had a little bit of time with it so far. I gotta say, I really enjoy it. The online's fun. Control scheme's a little bit different. I gotta get used to it. Just switching weapons with Y and throwing grenades with the left bumper. Only my 2 big complaints right there. Not even really complaints. It's just something I need to get used to. But they're all fun.
It like looks so smooth, and I do like the gameplay better in it. I really do. Like the campaign is like it's not your traditional Gears campaign. That's like a huge thing. Like you notice it, and like at first you don't know how you feel about it just because it's such a significant change. But then the style it is, like we're running through it on hardcore right now, and it's action packed, and it's keeping you into it. Like it like the shotgun, the new weapons and stuff like that, the new play style with the shotgun. I enjoy the sawed off twice as much as Gears 3.
Actually, I
Like,
haven't tried that yet.
I really dig it. and
What
stuff
makes
like
the sawed off different in this one?
that. You have 2 shots instead of the single shot and stuff.
Reload time's a little bit faster.
And, yeah, and
Oh,
that's a
okay.
huge thing.
Yeah. The one thing that I was caught off guard was I didn't realize that it was a 2-shot. So when I would go around and go to shoot somebody, I'd accidentally shoot him off twice, not realizing why. You know, I heard 2 blasts and I thought the game was glitched out. And then when I looked up, I realized that you have 1 and 2 shots to get your kill going.
Is it still as powerful as the third?
I think they dumbed it down a little bit.
Good.
I feel like the Nasher is less powerful too.
Well, there were a lot of complaints with the sawed-off being too overpowered, or for people who use the Nasher. I never really cared because the downside to the sawed-off is so big if you miss that it almost made it fair again.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing, everyone likes using the Nasher, and it's fine. I was terrible at it. I wasn't into the game because of it. The sawed-off, you are pretty much gambling. It's 50-50. You have to never stop running, and you have to be quick with your dodges. And once you get that shot, you take it. If you miss, you better be running the other way and wall bouncing as fast as you can because the reload would take forever.
Yeah.
When I first got the game, I wasn't too happy with it. I went straight to the online, and I turned it on, and I was just kind of, I'm not really feeling it.
Eric's not playing it yet, so it's not that fun.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
I didn't have good company.
When I first got the game, I went straight to the online, and I wasn't too sure about it. I didn't like the fact that you could only pick one primary, and then your secondary was always a pistol.
That's a little bit... That irked me a little bit, too.
Yeah.
It's either... Because I love to run around with the shotgun,
Yeah.
but having an assault rifle is also key to the way I used to play.
Well, why I didn't like it was because of being used to using the sawed-off. I would use my Lancer as the suppressor and then kind of go in, if I could, with the sawed-off. But now, having to choose just a sawed-off or a Lancer or a Nasher, it totally alters your whole gameplay style. It's almost like you have to approach the game in a different way. So I didn't really like that too much. A couple other things I didn't like.
That's also an interesting element to it, though, too, now, because you have to choose a gun that you know that you're going to be able to do well with.
Yeah.
So you don't have every tool, and you have to find... Well, you also can find someone else who dropped a certain gun on the map, too, and pick that up.
Yeah, another cool thing about that is now you don't have to press X to pick up the ammo. If someone's dead and they have the same gun as you, you just run over it and it picks the ammo right up. But they do have ammo boxes all over the place. That's
another thing, too. That's cool. They have those ammo boxes everywhere that anyone can pick up at any time.
Because before, it was like, you don't have ammo, you're screwed. You better run around until somebody dies. And you got to play scavenger.
Like, the thing with the sawed-off, too, is I feel like they maybe cut off a little bit more power, but it's so much easier to use for some reason. Like,
I feel like it's less clunky.
Yeah,
you know,
and those weird shots where, like, I know I had him.
Yeah.
Well, like,
now you get a second chance.
You got him. Like, you don't have to freak out like that.
Yeah. Another thing I didn't like about it at first was the character selection. They didn't really offer you a lot of characters.
They have to add more. I guarantee they'll come out with DLC with adding more characters because that was actually one of my favorite things about Gears 3 is the amount of people you could choose to be.
Yeah.
You know, me, I always had a problem. I was a different character every single round.
Yeah, and everyone, has their favorite character throughout the whole Gears of War games, and to be able to play as your favorite character, that's the best. And they all have their own catchphrases and their own lines when they fuck up reloading and stuff. So I didn't like that too much. I wasn't too blown away by who they had. No one in the character list really drew me to the multiplayer. That kind of irked me too. Other than that, those were my only complaints. What I did like about the multiplayer was that now you can get skins for your guys' armor.
And that's almost like a character thing. I mean, for your character point, I mean, on the flip side of the lack of characters, there's so many skin choices that you can have, and that almost kind of balances it out. Yeah,
same with the guns too. I liked a lot of the different ones that they added to it, and they brought back a couple of the old ones, and they amped it up a little bit. So that was on the plus side. But that's when I first started to play the game, and I wasn't a fan of it. Then when Joey and I started to play the campaign, that was amazing.
Yeah.
We played it on hardcore, and they have these
show-offs.
They have these challenges that you can opt to choose. It makes the game a little bit harder. It alters the gameplay, and it also changes the story through the testimonies of the game. and in the beginning they're pretty easy, but they do get really, really tough.
Like the time challenges and the
Yeah,
Wait
waves.
time challenges.
Yeah.
Plain
That's
and simple.
Yeah.
my least favorite thing in video games.
Yeah. Get rid of them. Stop making them.
Yeah, but they have like some cool ones in this. Like visibility is almost zero.
Yeah,
like and stuff like that.
It's impaired, so you can't see things that are coming at you, and it just adds.
Well, I can see in the dark, but
It adds a sense of chaos. That's what I really felt about the campaign. This campaign gives you a sense of just chaos and how pretty much a prequel to when the war started, and everything was going crazy and nobody really knew too much about the grubs and stuff like that. So you definitely feel everything's just chaotic and everything's coming at you at all different directions. So I really like that about the game. It made it really fast paced, and you had to choose what you were gonna do or you'd end up dead.
Yeah. Like I like some of the challenges where you can only use the sniper rifle and the bullet pistol.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was wicked cool.
Yeah.
so you get certain things for the getting enough stars too. Like you'll unlock prize boxes that get skins and weapon skins.
Yeah,
and
they have
stuff.
like an epic prize box, which will give you characters and skin, like character skins and
Normal ones, right?
Yeah, and gun skins too.
Yeah.
And then you have a normal box, and that gives you XP.
I'm pretty sure that one's for killing enemies too, right? In the campaign.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends.
I haven't played any of the campaign yet, but I looked at the boxes a little bit, and I'm pretty sure one of them is just for killing enemies. I'm not sure which one is the normal or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I know when I get the prize boxes, but it doesn't really explain why or how you got them. It just says you just unlocked a prize box.
If you go to the prize box menu, it actually tells
Oh,
you
really?
what each one is for. Like you get an epic for this.
Oh.
Or,
I'm just so excited for doing it that I just pretty much click it just to see what the prize is. I don't even read it. So
yeah, no time for that.
yeah, no time. I gotta fight a war here to save lives.
Coltrane looks like he's like 15 years old,
Yeah.
but it's like cool.
Yeah. What's weird in the campaign is from the first three, each character had their own personality, and it showed a lot. And I think that's why a lot of people fell in love with the game, because each character was its own person. In this one, everyone's kind of bland.
Yeah, well, it's more like Baird, and what we know of Baird is the smart-ass tech guy, you
Yeah.
know, like always cracking a comment and stuff like that. And Coltrane's always like the loud...
Going crazy.
Yeah, let me break through this wall and start screaming and shit. And in this one, it's kind of like they're young, and the war is kind of at like a really crazy like point, so they're more serious maybe, like because of it. Like
Yeah.
things are so bad right now
Yeah.
that like they didn't have time to develop their personalities like that.
Oh,
Like,
and
that's
it's also
how I
the
see
beginning
it.
of the war too. So I mean, there could be an element of them actually being pissed off that they're in this.
Yeah.
Because from Cole's perspective,
He was
being
playing
a
thrashball.
pro thrashball player to fighting a war.
Yeah, also the guy holding the tribunal like even makes a crack at him about it and stuff
I
like
hate
No,
that.
you
that
shouldn't
guy.
say that.
Yeah.
I hate
Whatever
that
he
guy.
said, he shouldn't say it.
Yeah, even
Guy's a lunatic.
You know what? I also another thing I didn't like, but it's not that big of a deal. The Sophia and who was it? The
Tardy.
Paddock or
Paddock.
Yeah.
I don't know. Their characters are kind of.
yeah, Sophia's kind of whatever.
Yeah, she's like goody two shoes. I want to be a fucking
Yeah.
I want to be an Onyx guy.
I'm a recruit, but I don't care. I'm kind of all right. And
Yeah.
then Paddock is
has that beef jerky disease.
yeah. You know what stinks about Paddock is like you could see a great character there. Like you could see somebody with like a really cool story. Like he's one of those like I don't care, I will kill you.
Kind of
You
no.
know?
Well, he's kind of like Barrick. Like if you play the DLC and you find out his story, he pretty much was just an average Joe, and then his town pretty much got leveled, and he had no home and no choice, so he just joined the COG as a private. And
But he
that's-
fought against the cog though.
no, well, not Paddock. I'm talking about Barrick from
Oh, okay,
from
yeah,
3. Yeah, but yeah, he did fight against the COG. I don't know why though.
Yeah.
They didn't explain that.
Another prequel game.
Yeah, I don't know. Another cool thing that I didn't even realize they added was the aftermath to it, which is supposed to be extended missions from Gears of War 3 that you have to unlock.
Oh yeah, okay. I've seen a little bit of that. You get skins for that stuff too, and it shows Paddock. He's a little bit different from the. He's like wearing less armor, and he looks a little bit more haggard.
His beef jerky is spreading
Yeah,
faster.
you can see a real good
Slim
look
Jim
of
arm.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
didn't know what that was for though, so I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, so you have to unlock it, and that's kind of cool how they did, almost like an extended gameplay. And
How far into the game are you guys right now?
I say we have to be over 80% done with it, right?
yeah, we're
Oh,
like
okay.
we're
Because I was
like
thinking that maybe if depending on how far you guys were, maybe these characters will start to blossom and they'll become better. But as far as you are right now,
I don't know. Maybe
I doubt that there's going to be any
It's
huge
quick.
character developments.
It's a quick thing, like how it's going through it.
yeah, the thing that took up the most time was just trying to do those alternate challenges for the stars and stuff. It makes the game that much harder to do. But if I can't imagine playing that without doing those, I feel like
know.
it would just be a simple 4-hour blow through.
Yeah,
more or
like
less.
how we're playing it right now. Like I couldn't imagine not playing it hardcore. Like especially the way we're doing it. Like I feel like it'd be way too easy.
Yeah, but needless to say, the game, you get a lot of good gameplay from the campaign. It doing the challenges definitely makes it a lot longer, but you get your money's worth from it. So I suggest just
definitely
doing
agree.
it. It adds interesting elements to the game, so you're not just using lancers, shotguns, and things of that nature. It alters the game where it's like, hey, you just entered this spot, your guns are ruined, and now you gotta do this whole mission by using handguns. Good luck.
Or using the torque bow and the new no scope locust sniper
What is that
rifle.
called? The Breacher, I think it's called.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
it's if you hit them just right, it's one shot kills, and it's so fun to use.
yeah. They also added a couple new locusts. I don't know.
The Berserker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Little
Where-
Schmeagle,
You gotta headshot him
little naked dude.
because if you body shot him, he
Rages
morphs.
out,
Yeah,
yeah.
rages out, morphs into this huge red spiked guy that just like melees you to
yeah.
death.
Now, does
So
he come out of the Berserker in the campaign? Because I know in online and Overrun, he comes out of it after a certain amount of time.
No, you have to if you don't get a headshot on him, that's
Yeah.
when he turns. If
When
you,
he stays, I mean, when you get him in Berserker mode, does he stay like that for the rest of the time until you kill him? Or?
so is that like I
yeah,
what
he
I've
stays.
noticed,
Yeah, he stays like that until you
yeah.
kill him.
Because I know in Overrun,
quick
which
tip.
is actually a new game mode, by the way.
Yeah, quick tip: if you don't get a headshot, I think it gives you a couple of shots to get him before he goes into Berserker. But
While
what
he's
you could do,
morphing.
you could melee him and then chainsawing him works. So that was one thing we figured out.
Yeah.
Chainsawing them kills him instantly if you can't get the headshot.
And you got the tripwire crossbow too.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like it doesn't really do that much damage, but I think if you did like a cross laser type trap for the crossbow, it packs a punch.
Yeah. Also, the COG has a new weapon too, high powered. It's called the Bushka, and it shoots out like explosive rounds. But the shitty thing about it is it has a bounce.
It's like a grenade launcher.
Yeah, and I end up whenever I have it and use it, especially with when we're getting overrun. I end up shooting it by my feet so it can shoot out like 10 feet in front of me to get people instead of like shooting them across the map.
It's a little bit tricky to use.
Yeah, you can seal holes with them. Like that's a cool thing. Like it will fall into the hole, or you can bank
Oh, in
shot
the campaign?
it. Yeah,
That's cool.
So it needs to go a certain distance before it explodes.
There's like a time limit to it.
Oh, okay.
And so it shoots out like live grenades, but they don't blow up immediately.
yeah. They
Okay.
have to bounce. I feel like before they go off.
Yeah.
Also, you said Overrun, which is also another topic I want to bring up. There are a couple new game modes for the online, which is Overrun, where one team plays as the Locust, and you're trying to go open up these e-holes that the COG have covered up, and obviously the COG are trying to defend it and stop you from doing that. And then there's Domination, which is kind of like King of the Hill, but obviously there's 3 different spots that each team tries to take control of, and you gain points. So those are some cool new game modes. Regular team deathmatch obviously is in there.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised they didn't do all the game modes. They just stuck with only a couple. But I think if you get the season pass, they might offer it.
I'm sure they'll put more game modes in there too. Like with Gears 3, they ended up bringing back Guardian and everything. So we're gonna wrap up Gears right now. We'll talk about a new game coming out, Defiance. I don't know anything about this, guys.
When I went to GameStop to reserve a couple games, and the guy was telling me about Defiance. I didn't know too much about it, but what he was telling me had me sold. So hopefully I'm not let down. When I went to read about it, they didn't really explain a lot of what it had to do with, but I know that it's supposed to coincide with a new TV show that's going to be on some sci-fi network.
Sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you play the game. You're on this planet. You're on planet Earth, and these
It's a good planet.
yeah, love
Way
it.
in the future.
Yeah,
Second
And
favorite.
these these aliens come, and you have to coincide and live with them. And there's it goes back to like all that racism and everyone's being segregated. But then this other alien species, I think, comes to take over, and you kind of have to put your differences aside and work together. But the game is just open MMO, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's supposed to be huge.
For all
Okay,
platforms.
so this is. I think you just said this. It's based on the TV show that they just came out with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The,
okay.
the show's not even out yet.
Yeah.
Okay, it's coming out in
Yeah.
a couple days. Actually, it premieres.
Yeah, and the way that I was explained, and from what I got, was that whatever's happening in the game, like major choices throughout the like battles or wars, pretty much that gets brought into
Yeah,
the
it
show.
changes the world that you're playing in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they bring it into the show, and then I
Or
guess
vice versa or something like
yeah,
that.
and they said that the characters in the show will make appearances in the game. Like a certain character will leave for a couple episodes, and they'll be in the game for like certain missions. I think, not missions, but certain like areas. Will
Yeah.
he'll be there, and then you'll play through that, and then he'll come back on the show, and whatever the experience was in the game kind of gets transferred into the show. So I don't know how they're gonna pull that one off.
I honestly don't think they are.
Yeah, you were saying that you think it's gonna be glitchy.
Wicked glitchy. I think it's going to be horrifically glitchy.
Yeah, I hope not, because it's a really good concept, and it's the first major, pretty much promoted MMO for the Xbox, for a regular game console, not a PC.
Yeah, if anything, I think they should have waited till the next gen system.
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
probably have
definitely.
more powerful processor and everything.
Yeah,
So you could have that many people in one world at the same time.
yeah. I don't know.
Too much, too fast. Like, that's
Yeah.
how it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it's not.
The idea sounds great.
It
I
has
mean,
potential to be awesome.
Yeah, I just hope it's not a failure, because the concept seems pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to play it. It comes out April 2nd. So
Another thing, what if the TV show flops? What happens to the game then?
I know I was reading the magazine, and the TV show seemed like it was a little.
It's on sci-fi.
Yeah, it was a little low budgeted, but
It's amazing.
yeah,
I already know.
We'll
I
see.
don't need to see an episode.
yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll
They
play.
created their own language.
I'll play the game, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it later on.
That's true, by the way. They created their own language.
Oh,
Do
really?
they?
Like, people sat down and actually made up an entire language for this show.
What is
that
it
these
called?
people's- Well, I don't know. I'm not a nerd.
Can you speak us some?
No.
So then, how
Try?
do you know?
I would, because I saw it on demand. Ask me questions. I'm
Sorry.
the moderator here. All right, so that sounds cool. I like the fact that one affects the other pretty much with the game and the TV show.
Yeah, they work together.
That's a cool idea that I haven't heard anywhere else.
How cool would it be if Elder Scrolls went on next gen consoles?
Ah,
Play
that
online, Elder
Or if
Scrolls
it's-
Online.
Yeah.
that would ruin so many lives.
Yeah.
Or if they made a TV show.
That
Whole
coincided coincided with everything.
That'd be wicked cool.
Yeah,
All
but
right, so not that cool. We'll move on. PS4.
all right. So there's a lot of hype on the PS4.
Yeah, Game Informer had a huge spread on it.
Yeah, a lot of information's coming out on it, and it looks like Sony's really trying to make a big push to get a lead on Xbox and their light rumors, and no one really knows what they're going to be doing. But as far as the PS4 goes, I read that they upped their gigabytes or the
Yeah,
memory.
it's 8 gigabytes of unified RAM, whereas the PS3 only had 512 megabytes.
That's a major jump.
That's a huge, huge jump. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
processing speed
So
is
that's,
going to be
that's
nuts.
a big selling point right there. Just the amount of data that it can hold.
Yeah, and on top of that, being on the Blu-ray, where they can hold all that memory. I mean, you get a game for the PS3 and it fits in one disc. You get it for the Xbox and it's like 3, 4, depending on how much content it's in it. And
it just sounds like Xbox is giving you more things, which is nice, and I like that.
I mean, you pay a heavy price for a game, so 4 discs beats 1. Is what we've come down
True,
to.
4 is more than 1. I think I just said that. Also, another big thing with the PS4 is that the engine for the PS4 is going to be used for CG films.
Yeah, like it's running on stuff that was exclusively for CG films. Like, that's insane to me. Like, that's insane sounding.
Yeah. From what I've seen, what is it? The Last of Us and Beyond Two Souls, the game almost feels like you're playing through a movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they just videotaped Ellen Page, and now they just made it a game.
That's how they did it?
Yeah, that's actually what happened. They're just trying to make it seem like they did something crazy.
Yeah.
It was just a really good video camera.
HD.
Yeah, no, but it does look amazing, The Last of Us. I thought, when I first saw a trailer for it, I really thought it was a movie that I was watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually when you see a game trailer, you're watching a little cinematic, and then you play the game, and it's not that. But from what the PS4 seems to be trying to push is that you're pretty much playing through a whole cinematic, and that's the gameplay.
Yeah.
Which pretty much throws you into the movie. So.
Also, another big thing is they're bringing a form of cloud to PS4.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who was bringing that. They partnered with someone.
Gaikai, I think it's called. I think the company's called.
Yeah. So they're bringing cloud to PS4. That's going to be another big thing.
Yeah.
Nothing on storage yet? No?
No.
No.
I know the original PS4, the first big clunky one, had terrible memory, terrible storage.
The first PS4?
Jeez. First PS3
All right.
had
It's okay. It was a mistake.
No, it's too much information going on. Yeah, the first PS3 had terrible storage. I have the old one, and I have to keep deleting games to make room for new ones to play, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Because if I ever felt like replaying another game, I'd have to download it and take off another one, and I hated that.
It's an expensive paperweight.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just a Blu-ray player for me.
So all in all, interesting things to the PS4. I'm excited to see how it turns out and more information released on it.
Yeah, I feel like every couple of weeks, or they keep coming out with tidbits of information that just makes you wonder, am I gonna spend like $800 on this console?
I would love since Microsoft hasn't released anything yet, and Sony is just like blaring all this crap about the PS4. I would love for them to take that information and just run with it with the 720. I would, and just blow them away with it. That's my dream right
know
now.
what they have and then one up them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would. No, that's my dream.
That would be cool. That would be cool. I didn't even think about that.
Smart.
Yeah.
They have the technology to do it.
Now they have minimal time to get it done.
Yeah.
That's true.
And we all know what happens when there's minimal time. You get
Red Ring
crabby.
of Death.
Yep. Yep. Red Ring of Death.
Which I prefer to the
20.
green.
20.
Yeah.
20 Xboxes.
20.
True fact.
Yep, true fact. That's how much money? They're like $500
Too
a
much.
piece.
Don't care.
Don't care. We don't do math on this show.
All right, so if you guys remember from last episode, we were telling you about how we were going to attend PAX East, which was today for us. This is the Sunday.
Yeah.
A lot of things to see. A lot of people.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
Too many people.
Too many, for my
There's a
opinion.
lot of people on this planet.
Yeah, and
We need a new plague.
and you know what?
Thank you. Thank you.
We have come to the conclusion that a lot of people that attend these things, or the ones that we've come across, did not have proper deodorant.
Especially train riders.
There was fumes.
Yeah.
There was fumes.
You
There were
know.
tears.
Yeah, I don't
Because of
know.
those fumes.
The excitement might have just like negated the deodorant and just burst through, and then it just came out in a foul smell. But a lot of people, for a Sunday crowd.
Yeah, I fucking hated that.
Oh yeah, coming down the escalators, there was just a sea of people. You couldn't see a spot of floor. There was just people.
Yeah, you get aggravated before you
Shoulder
even
to
get down
shoulder,
there.
you're barely making it through.
And the wait time to play a game.
I love it. The
Will not stand in that line. Never.
there are
Oh, you guys didn't want to stand in line for 2 hours to play DuckTales Remastered?
there are
It's a good game. They remastered it. I didn't want to wait in that line if you can't tell.
Yeah, they need to figure out a way to do like a fast pass type thing or something. Like you check in and then you get your thing beeps and vibrates and you can go and cut everyone
Well, they
else.
see me and immediately let me to the front.
Hey,
This guy knows what he wants.
hey, I want to play this game. So little Timmy over here, push off.
Go find this Papa.
Yeah, go find Papa.
You let me play, or these pants are coming off so fast.
I'm gonna scare you away.
But the lines were so long to play these things, and it's funny because there are people that were like, I would say 5 feet from the front, and there was a sign that says, "If you're at this point, the wait is 1 hour." Like, that is insane to me.
You know what's funny is that they had it facing out to anyone walking by to almost like discourage you. Like, don't even bother. Like, look
You're
at
never
this.
getting here.
Yeah. You'd have to run here at opening doors.
Yeah,
and just-
watch this kid play and aggravate the hell out of you. Like, do that.
That was another thing too that I didn't really like is that if a kid was playing on a computer or on a game, there was no one to be like, "Hey, your time's up." It was just like you play until you've had your fill, and then next person comes in and jumps on. I
Well,
hated
maybe
that.
more people could play their games if you didn't break them, too.
Yeah. There was a stand that I knocked over. It wasn't good.
He didn't knock it over. He just ruined the computer.
And then decided to go into the programming and see if he could fix it.
Yeah. Well, Control Alt Delete fixes everything. So that you can just tell that the experience of all those people, it was just very discouraging. But we did have fun there. We saw a couple of cool, interesting booths.
Over at the Mad Catz platform.
Oh, yeah, Mad Catz platform is my favorite booth of the show.
We got the
All these pro names. Dago Umahara was there. IFC Yipes from Broken Tier. They were playing Marvel vs. Capcom, and they had Street Fighter 4 up there. You got to play with them. They were taking anyone from the crowd.
Really wish you went up against him.
I didn't feel like getting... I didn't want to let you guys down.
Wouldn't
see-
have let me down.
He talks himself down, but I've seen him play.
Not that great. You can
It's-
look me up on my gamer tag, Trash G-Staff. You probably played me. Not great.
Yeah.
Not that great. Fucking amazing.
It's art.
what I did notice
Digital
was
art.
when they were playing us common folk, they like you were saying, Eric, they were pretty much bullies.
Oh yeah, well they weren't like obviously they weren't rude to the people they were playing,
Yeah.
but I
No,
mean
super
in the
courteous.
game, just as like a as a term, they were getting bullied because they were just dominating these people that they were playing. I don't think I saw anyone even come close to touching Daigo. Tokido perfected some kid in a matter of seconds, but they were very cordial afterwards. You know, they get up, shake your hand. They're very nice about it.
They're
'cause,
just really good.
yeah, they like
Yeah.
playing with their fans, and that's a good thing to see when you get that big.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Because Daigo is considered the best Street Fighter player in the world,
Yeah.
and with Just Cause
Next to you, though, you're like number 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, I taught him a few things, but I don't like to brag about it.
Nah, I don't think he likes to brag about it.
You got the
either.
game from me, actually. You couldn't even afford it.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so that was my favorite booth. I know you liked The Last Among Us. What was that?
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Yeah, the
I was
line.
talking about that. I should know.
The
that.
line was crazy. It was insane. I stood behind this one kid and I was trying to videotape it, but it is a mix. It looks like a mix of the when you're playing Uncharted, a lot of cover. You can use the environment to play the game your certain style, but it doesn't look like it's just like a run and gun type game. You die in like one attack.
Yeah, that kid was continually getting stuck in the same part, and it's one bite done.
Yeah.
you know?
Like they give you a gun, and I think the guy next to him was like, "What are you doing?" He only had 6 bullets, wasted them all, and the zombie type thing wasn't even phased. It's more of a looked like more like a sneak around and try to take them out one at a time. If you get overwhelmed by one, then you're done. Forget it.
Yeah, it looked pretty smooth though. You know.
Yeah, the graphics on it looked amazing, and I can't wait for it to come out. It looks like it's going to be a very intense game.
Yeah, and all the variants on the different I have no idea what they are. Like some kind of infected populace and
Yeah, I believe that's what they're calling them, the infected.
really?
Yeah. I don't think they're not zombies. I think it's some bacteria or like a plant or something.
Or
Like
barnacle heads.
yeah, some weird infection that has nothing to do with zombies, but they act like them. But they have like weird mold and crap growing out of them or something like that,
Yeah.
like tumors and stuff. But I'm looking forward to that game after seeing that gameplay. It looks really intense, so I can't wait for that to come out.
All right, I don't know. Sean, what's your favorite booth?
I actually would have liked to check out the Elder Scrolls Online a little bit more. But yet again, I'm not waiting in a line just to play a game.
Yeah, I know the lines were really bad.
It was a cool setup, though. They had the Dragonborn helmet on display. Got to see a little bit of a character creation going on. Looks like a lot of stuff going on in
The
that game.
gameplay room, they brought you inside like a curtain.
Yeah,
so
it
they
was
didn't
all
want
sealed
anyone
off.
seeing that. It
Yeah.
was insane.
You have to wait in line for 4 hours to go in and probably play for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're not even halfway done making your character.
No, they gotta have like some presets or something.
Yeah, I definitely love
Yeah,
that
but in
one.
a situation like that, I wouldn't want to go to a preset. I want to see what this game has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd spend my whole 10 minutes making a character, then bitch about making another one.
If you got 1,000 noses, I want to see them all.
I already saved 4 characters on this.
What about you, Joey?
Let me think. Like the Bethesda one was pretty cool. You with all the suits of armor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They also had this what's the company that does Dead Island?
Riptide? No,
that's
that's
an
Dead
indie
Island
game.
Deep
Riptide.
Silver?
Deep Silver. That's it. They had another one of those booths where they were only letting in, I'd say, maybe 10, 15 people.
Ugh.
And it
Closed
had-
session.
yeah, of Riptide and Metro Last Light.
Metro Last Light, yeah.
But the lines were so ridiculous. I really wanted to check that out. Because the Metro games, I really like them, and that would have been a wicked cool thing to see. But it was overwhelming.
There's so many things to see, and you don't want to spend all your time in one line and then not get a chance to see anything else. So, I mean, you kind of have to pick and choose. So it's harder.
And it's a tight schedule too. I mean, there's things going on there that you don't have to go into one of those lines and wait, and you could just jump around it. I'd say a handful of things real quick, or one thing. That's how I feel like it is.
Yeah. But the main thing, the reason why we went was because Gearbox had their own, showcase, I guess?
Panel?
Yeah,
They had a
panel.
panel,
Yeah.
press conference. Well, no, it's not press conference, but they had the Q&A with the panel, the CEO, and the creative
Team.
team
Yeah.
behind Borderlands 2.
Yeah, so let's talk about that right now.
Yeah.
We can start with Aliens, Colonial Marines.
And we're over. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
This is a good
Yeah.
topic. We like this game.
Yeah, going back from the first episode and pretty much finishing off Aliens the right way. When we went to the Gearbox thing, they announced it they talked about it for maybe 5 minutes.
The
If
mood,
that.
the mood was extremely weird with that whole panel.
No
about
applause.
it.
No one wanted to say anything
I feel
because
like it didn't even want to get brought up. I
Yeah.
mean, they
Yeah.
were trying to make it so Borderlands because it's such a success that
Yeah.
Colonial Marines is a blemish that they don't even want to acknowledge anymore.
Yeah.
I just wanted an apology.
Yeah.
That's
And
I
it.
wanted a
refund.
fucking hat.
Yeah, they talked about Aliens for maybe 5 minutes, and they didn't really go into detail about what they wanted to fix, or even if they were going to fix much of anything. They just mentioned it
Well,
as far
they've
for
made some changes
the PC users.
Well, no, for in general, the only thing that was exclusive to the PC was just better graphics.
Oh,
4
okay.
gigabytes better graphics.
Yeah, 4 gig, which is
Yeah. Which you would think
a big jump.
that would be top priority, because PC games always have the nicer graphics, and for them to just get
Even the shittiest of games.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure it was such a widely horrible, it was so
It was anticipated for the
it
movie.
wasn't well received. So why? Well, they're probably going to see how these fixes do,
Yeah.
see if it brings people back to the game, and then maybe up the graphics on. Although also with the disc formats too, it's harder to make the graphics any better on a game that's already been released.
Yeah.
But what I thought was funny though is they made this huge graphic change,
Yeah.
and people were bitching that they didn't like the changes. So
yeah.
now they're fixing it right now to come out with an option to turn it off.
Yeah, so they're back to normal. The big fix got turned back to normal.
Yeah, so the Aliens, I was looking for the apology. I didn't get it. They didn't talk too much about it. And
They mentioned a new game mode called Bug Hunt. I guess they said it was very well received. A lot of people are having fun with it. I don't know anything about it.
yeah, by
All
this.
5 of them up on stage loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll find the people who made it.
Yeah,
And
and the 50 people that are level 50 right now playing online.
they did some hot fixes, which is something that they said that I don't know what it means.
You know what? Sometimes I feel like they just throw in these words, these tech words that they use in their like workplace, and they're like, yeah, we did hot fixes, and we also turned up the stove to 50. So
Well, it worked because I wrote it down on my paper.
so the game's gonna run really well, and people are just like, all right. And then they quickly were just like, all right, so back to Borderlands. Yeah.
I've actually seen some of the hot fixes on Borderlands too.
Yeah.
Like they took away damage from a lot of the Hyperion shotguns, which pisses me off because I still cannot get the friggin' conference call.
And you farm and you farm and you farm.
All right, so to obviously the big thing of the convention was, for us anyway, was the Gearbox panel talking about Borderlands 2. Now they introduced a lot of exciting new things. We start off with the level cap. They increased it to another 11 levels, which is 61 now.
Yep.
The fans love that. They went crazy.
The game almost becomes redundant for me if I can't level up anymore. It's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
That's why I haven't touched Captain Scarlet.
And a third playthrough.
Yeah, the third playthrough sounds
Which is
good.
free for everyone, by the way. The third playthrough is called Ultimate Vault Hunter. It is free for everyone. It's going to be patched to download.
Yeah, that's wicked cool.
They're coming out with a new add-on. There's going to be new weapons, a new type of weapon called pearlescent weapons, which is even stronger than Epic. I think it was the highest one,
Oh, was that legendary?
or legendary.
I can't remember.
I can't remember which one was the highest, but I mean, this is like the new highest. Pretty much, it's the pearlescent.
And you can only unlock them between, 51 and 61?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can only use them.
I want to see if they're different designs.
Yeah.
I hope they're different designs.
I feel, for some weird reason, I feel like it's going to be Borderlands version Diamond Camo from Call of Duty, like that kind of thing.
Big
I
shiny
don't
camo.
think they're so different with their graphics and everything too. That
Yeah,
I
all
think
that
it would be
cell
something
shading.
so similar.
I don't know.
I know the other new add-ons, they came out with like flamethrowers and stuff, which look really cool.
What? Flamethrowers?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Not that crazy. Also, I think the biggest news, obviously, for all of us, too, was that I didn't get a fucking hat. No, it was that they announced the new Vault Hunter. We all got to see him. It looks very, very, very cool. I don't want to spoil too much about it for you guys, but his name's Krieg.
Not Craig.
Yeah,
Even
not
though,
Craig.
you
They
know-
made that very clear.
Yeah.
Craig's not a very masculine name.
If anything, they spent too much time trying to make sure
Yeah,
that
they
people
really beat
didn't.
that one to the dirt.
Yeah.
They went to a whole explanation on how they came up with that name, too.
Yeah.
What was one of the ideas? Grim? They were
Yeah,
thinking?
they
Yeah,
were thinking
Grim.
Grim, but it was too.
Then-
It's been done before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Grim Reaper.
they went through a
Brothers
couple names,
Grimm.
and then they ended up on Krieg from Blitzkrieg because they were going to name him Blitz as well. But then I guess one of their buddies said, "Hey, you used the wrong word." Meh. That's what he sounds like. Now I've heard him. So they started using Krieg, which I actually like the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah, I think it fits the character the way he looks.
Do you guys want to explain how he looks, or is that? Do we not want to spoil?
People definitely know by now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, most people do.
Yeah,
But
like,
pretty much, he's a long-awaited playable character for me, I know, and Joey.
Yeah.
Probably everyone here. Actually, he's a psycho that you get to play as now.
Yeah, like a really crazy, big, badass psycho.
He's like
pretty much.
he like came out of some weird like science room. Like he was
Yeah,
like
he
an
was an
experiment.
experiment.
It
Yeah.
was an experiment that went wrong, and now is a Vault Hunter, and probably the bandit's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah. The character alone changes the gameplay from what you're used to. Totally different game experience. It's a lot. It's really fast paced for those players that really like to just run into the heat of battle and just go crazy.
Yeah, like this is a character that you want to be. You want to get into that.
That mindset.
Yeah, like you want to go down. Like
Yeah, it
you know.
rewards you for going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just being reckless.
And we like being crazy and reckless.
So I mean, he's not a hide behind cover character. He's a get right in your face and do damage.
And light on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're bleeding out, that's like when you shine too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that is actually my favorite thing about that is the,
Yeah.
down
The
and
second
out
wind.
thing. Yeah, the second wind. That's an awesome thing that I didn't even think of, that they would redo something like that with
Yeah.
the character.
completely revamped.
Yeah, so
yeah, you don't just sit there and kind of crawl around and
wait for your
Someone
friend.
to pick you up.
Yeah.
You run, you have dynamite in your hands, and you throw them at whoever you're attacking. And the more you kill somebody, or more people you do kill, you get more health and then get back up from it. And it's cool. He has a
No, that's not with the second win. That's with the his action skill.
really.
The
Oh
axe.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Buzzsaw
That's
thing.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, his action skill has a buzzsaw. The bandits the psycho's buzzsaw. And you can pick him up. You go into a first-person mode where you can throw the axe and you can chop your enemies. And every enemy you kill, you regain your health, sort of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Brick's regeneration.
Yeah.
So getting down to like no life isn't really that big of a deal as long as you're still killing
get that
enemies.
Yeah. You just got to keep moving,
Yeah.
pretty much. Just
You gotta
never
constantly
hide.
be attacking, and that's the kind of gameplay. At least that's how I like to
Yeah.
play the game.
And if you time it right, they were saying you can almost be immortal, but you have to time it right.
Yeah.
like
As
between.
long as you have somebody to kill.
He can
Yeah.
Kree can die, but if you don't do it the right way, I mean, if you do it the right way, there's pretty much you're ping ponging from back and forth
Yeah.
from full health to no health. And
Yeah.
that's like a big thing.
So if you just time your attacks and how you run through the level, you pretty much can almost be invincible. So that was a pretty cool element that they added to it. I
Yeah.
like that a
Very
lot.
excited. He looks amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool looking. I'm excited to see all the skins that they have out with him too.
Yeah, they showed a couple and they look really cool.
Yeah. So those are our first impressions of Krieg as a character himself. He's just very cool. I know we're all excited to play him.
Yeah.
So shift codes we got. We're gonna be doing a shift code giveaway. If you want to explain that, Bard.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a shift code giveaway. We got a couple of shift codes here that we don't really want, we don't really care for. So
Oh,
pretty
we care for 'em.
well, we care for it,
We
but
got so many things, guys.
yeah, that we just like giving it away. So what we're gonna do is
We don't really care for.
yeah, we don't care for it, but yeah. So what we're gonna do is if you contact us via Facebook at Connection Interrupted or on Twitter at Konnection, you send us a message or
Twitter is actually Connection X.
Connection X. Oh, I'm sorry. Connection X. Or if you email us at connection.interrupted@gmail.com. If you are the first ones that we receive a message from, just let us know whether you're a PC gamer, Xbox, or PlayStation 3.
Yeah, we need the platform so we can give you the correct code.
Yeah, we'll give you the code, but you just make sure you listen to this podcast, or else you
Listen to it.
yeah, listen to it. We're gonna quiz you first before
Fucking
we
listen to it and live it.
yeah, we're gonna quiz you. So if you just send us an email and then you expect to get it for free, you're not gonna get it. You gotta tell us something about the podcast, and then we'll give it to you.
Yeah, tell us what you liked. Tell us
Yeah.
what you hated.
Yeah,
So
please
I can get
also
pissed off and yell at you in the next episode.
yeah, no, but definitely, yeah. Please let us know what you think. We're constantly trying to get better, so we can give you guys the best of what we know and what we do. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's a big thing that we enjoy doing for you guys. Anyone who will listen, it's important for us because we have fun doing it, and we hope you have fun listening to it.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and just plug in all our different informations where you can follow us, and
Yeah. So again, in case you guys didn't hear it the first time, because I kind of ruined it, you can get us at connection.interrupted@gmail.com, and that's connection with a K. Also, Connection X on Twitter or Konnex on YouTube. That's KONNX. So yeah, hit us up on any of those. Let us know what you think, or if you have any topics that you want us to discuss, or any playthroughs, anything like that. Just let us know. We'll give it a shot. You know, we're gamers here, so we'll do anything you guys want us to do it.
yeah, we're only looking to expand. We'll be doing playthroughs, uploading them to YouTube. Maybe in the future some live streaming of some games too.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
So,
Some vandalism, some B&Es,
Yeah.
like we do it.
yeah.
B&E's I'm big on.
Another thing too, we took a couple pictures of Pax East, so we're gonna put that up on Facebook and just check them out. Got a
we can
couple.
put them up on Twitter too.
Yeah, that too.
Maybe.
No.
There's one with me and my
They'll be
pants
up
off.
there.
It's real good.
Yeah, like
I love
the sun hits him the right way, and he almost looks like a
And I was inside too. It was amazing.
Yeah. So, so check out the pictures. We took a couple pictures of some cosplay type people and a couple of the stands that they had there. We had a fun time overall.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
I'm glad we all got to do it.
Yes.
I'm hoping to do it again someday, maybe with less people there.
Yeah, maybe we should just rent it out for the day for ourselves.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Or if a plague kicks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, plague. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in and listening. We hope you enjoyed it, and we appreciate any feedback.
All right, so this is Connection Interrupted. Barry.
Sean.
Joe?
And Eric.
See ya.
Connection interrupted.